I also am not thrilled with the fact that they still run Lamar more than any quarterback in history.
Mhm.
They say that they're cutting back, but he had 13 carries again today.
So my question to you, Rodney, starting off is looking at this season and looking at this game, do you think that the Baltimore Ravens are a good team? Now I know they have a winning record, but do you think they are a good team?
Yeah, I think they're a good team. I think they're a team that would benefit greatly from their head coach getting out of their way. They are starting to get healthy. They've got their guys back on the O line. They got their guys back in the receiving core. Some of the guys back on defense. And you saw that the offense was moving today. They were moving up and down the field with relative ease until they got into the red zone. At which point, I don't know. But I think that they have, they have the talent to be a good offense if those guys stay healthy and play consistently. And I think that we just need to see some better play calling, better decision making from the coaching staff.
Yes, and we need some production from the O&O Express. Let's be real about the situation. Ojabo's on IR, so he's going to miss at least the next 3 games. You said that they have to make it a good team or a good offense. Do you put them in the upper echelon? Do you put them with the Kansas Cities, possibly the Buffalo Bills? Now, should I even say San Francisco and Philly?
Well, you know how I feel about San Francisco. I think they have the best roster in the league, and I have zero worry of them winning a title because of Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy. With the way Kansas City's roster is set up right now, with like Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson and Sky Moore and Justin Ross, those guys being their top receivers. I think that Baltimore can beat them if they hit the playoffs healthy. Like I said, the biggest concern for Baltimore is John Harbaugh and the way he wants the team to run, which is kind of contrary to the way the team is set up to run. I also am not thrilled with the fact that they still run Lamar more than any quarterback in history. They say that they're cutting back, but he had 13 carries again today. And he led the team in rushing again today. So they're obviously not cutting back at all on using his legs. They're just incredibly lazy when it comes to big plays where they have to get a first down, where they need to pick up a certain amount of yards. They just resort to Lamar will do it.
Facts. For me, I just think that along with coaching, I have yet to see them put together a complete game. They'll put together a dominant quarter, a dominant half, and this goes for offense and for defense. Just like starting this game off, for the season, the Ravens are one of, I think, 2 teams to score first in every game. So we are 4-2, but we scored first in every game. So we started off fast, essentially. In this game, Lamar started off especially fast, going 7 for 7 for 99 yards.
Yeah.
All the hack and all the venom that was spewed at him throughout the last week, he kind of quieted for a second, and he finished the first half 13 for 17, 150 yards and a touchdown. Wonderful. Games looks like it's going to be a blowout. Tennessee gives us a hand. They fumble right before the half, give us a field goal. We go up 18-3. I thought the game was over. I'm doing other things. I'm not even paying attention to the game. But then once again, a John Harbaugh-led team rears this ugly head. Like I said, Lamar had 150 yards in the first half. Second half, he had 73 yards and an interception. It's not, things are not connecting with me. And once again, I think this falls back on Jonathan Harbaugh because he's playing not to lose. And once again, this defense, how outwardly that most people think that they give up leads. And once Lamar threw that interception, and I will say, regardless of whose fault it was, you can blame Rashad, you can blame Lamar, whomever you put the blame on him. I do believe Lamar shouldn't have threw that ball. Personally, he shouldn't have threw that ball. And the turnovers have to stop because he's had at least 1 turnover in every game this season. I'm not even going back to last season. I'm not putting anything on him, but I do think that these turnovers need to stop. I think the second half is where we collapse totally. In every game, we've let teams back in it, and we started to let Tennessee back in it. Our run defense suffered. Our passing game, 73 yards. It's just not working.
And that's with a couple of sets of coordinators, right? That's with Wink Martindale and Greg Roman, and that's with McDonald and Todd Monken now, that you see the same issues persisting, which means it's not really on the coordinators. It's on the head coach. Because, there have been personnel changes on the field as well, right? And just things just don't seem to change in Baltimore.